Well, here we go, everybody. Another DJI Mini 3 Pro flight. Let's fly. Of course, you got to have a pretty opening first, so. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. Anyway, see if we can find our takeoff point. There it is right there. Propellers fired up. We're off. Home point locked in. Here we go for a nice flight. Pretty windy day. 15-mile-an-hour winds. Not anything that the Mini 3 can handle, but we thought we'd get out there on this day. Hot day. It is towards the middle end of, about the third week in June, and temperature was about 88 degrees. The winds were about 15 miles an hour out of the east. We're headed due north right now. We're flying the Mini 3 Pro. We're using an ND8, an ND8, an ND filter, number 8 ND filter. So getting our bearings here, see which way we want to go. Everything looks good. We're kind of looking at the walking trail down there and seeing that it's all clear. I was trying to really decide if I wanted to walk on that after I flew. But I decided I had better things to do. So here we go. We're going to go out a little ways and check out the stability. This is old Thelma Lou. Her big sister, Peggy Sue, is the Mini 2, and she's in her case crying because she didn't get any wind up her skirt today. But Thelma Lou did. Beautiful green out. I said the hazy, you might be able to see some of the haze if you look out when I tilt the camera up so you can see the horizon a little bit. We've been getting some of the smoke and haze from those wildfires up in Canada and in our part of the country. Not near as bad as the people in New York and on the East Coast were getting, but when you've got asthma and COPD and all those other good lung problems, you got to be careful. So this is a day with bad air quality, but I'm out there for you anyway. So we're going to fly due north here, and we'll take her out a little ways and see what we can see. There's a nice pond down there. I'd like to throw a line in there. Need to do some fishing. It's getting to be catfishing weather. The water's warmed up enough where the channel cats and flatheads and blue catfish, they're all biting pretty good now. I need to get out there. Ooh, solar panels out there. Guy's got some nice solar going to his house. It's hard to beat good catfish chunks deep fried. Got to stop that stuff, boy. And as long as they're in olive oil, I don't think it would affect keto diet. So we'll have to think about that. I got to catch some first, though. I haven't been out this year. I haven't wet a line this year yet. That's pretty sad. There'll be a law against that stuff. But 'tis what it is. And, when you got too many irons in the furnace, so to speak, and you're getting old, it's just harder to do the things that you want to do, and you don't have the time, and you really don't have the time. When you get to my age, you really don't have the time left to do the things you want to do. So you get in what you can, do what you enjoy the most. And me is deer hunting, and I can't deer hunt right now. Shoot my bow quite a bit. I like doing that. I like riding my motorcycle. I haven't been doing much of that lately. Old Harley's been parked for quite a while now. The better half has decided she is too old to ride anymore with me, so she's been riding with me about 50, 55 years, 50 years plus. She was riding before we got married. We'll have 50 years of marriage in at the end of this month, so a long time to have her on the back of a motorcycle. So when she got off and said that was it, mostly because she'd broken her hip several times in the last year or two from falls, so it's harder for her to get on there, and it just is not as enjoyable for her anymore. So that means that my riding days are going to be over probably, unless I want to take the smaller bike out by myself a little bit. But just not much fun without my co-pilot on the back. Although my main co-pilot, the good Lord, he's still with me. He's been my co-pilot for even more years than that, ever since I started riding back when I was about 12, 14 years old. And that was a long time ago. It was back early 60s, early 60s. So let's see. Yeah, we're over a soccer field here. Nobody's out there. Just too hot. They got the field all cut, ready to play, but you don't see any soccer people out there. So we're going to do a loop around here, and nope, don't see anybody at all. Usually I see a couple people down there fooling around along the edge of the river there. There's some catfish in, and that's called the Little Blue River, but nah, I'm not thinking I want to eat any catfish out of there. For a variety of reasons, but anyway, we're going to spin around here and look at some woods. Should be a high line around here, a clear cut somewhere. See, there it is. There she be. I'm not sure that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. I did some bow hunting in there last year. I managed hunt, archery hunt. Saw one nice buck, but that was about it. So let's see, we're going to fly over the top of this ridge here. And we're going to have to turn around and come back, I think, or head back this direction. As with all these trees and all these leaves, they're full of water, and boy, they absorb the RF just tremendously. You know, it's hard to get any good range out of any of my drones when I have this much vegetation around. Now those guys that are flying, you know, on the edge of the ocean and out in the mountains, well, I envy them, where there's hardly any vegetation, and over the water where there's none. Boy, they can get some beautiful shots and beautiful range. So, but anyway, there's the skyline. You can see a little bit of haze. Not too bad. Not as bad as it has been. It's been really, really bad. But I don't know why we're flying over the soccer field again. I thought I'd turn around here and spin around and look at the haze again. Go this way a little ways, and then we're going to do it all over again. There's a golf course up there. I wish I had the range to fly that thing. But I don't, so I won't. The sky looks pretty even. The horizon. Usually I have a lot of the DJI tilt in the horizon, but gimbal tilt. But this time, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. Pivot here. There's a nice little lake down there by that housing. I keep looking at places to wet a line. Gotta stop that, boy. That's all I can think about anymore. Fishing. During the hunting season, I think about fishing. During the fishing season, I think about hunting, and vice versa. Terrible situation. Wish I could do both at the same time. I haven't learned how to be two places at one time yet, although my mind does go to places where I know my body isn't. So maybe I am in two places at one time. Chew on that one for a while. Anyway, okay, we got our bearings again. We're headed back in the direction we came from. I see myself standing up there, waving at you. So we've got the easterly wind coming in from our left. Mini 3 really handles the wind really, really well. You know, I can tell you one thing though, it was like 88 degrees during this flight. And boy, when she gets back on the ground, she is very warm to the touch. Let me tell you, it kind of amazes me that the little microprocessor and ECM and stuff like that doesn't overheat on these hot days like that. I almost think it's better to fly on colder days below 32 degrees than it is to fly on these very hot days. I don't know which I like, but I like flying in the fall the best. Leaves are going off the trees, beautiful colors. I'm starting to see the animals running around, seeing all the trails in the woods and stuff. During the summertime like this, yeah, you see green and brown, and mostly green and more green, as you can see in the picture right now, which is beautiful. I mean, no, the good Lord made it that way for a purpose. All the chlorophyll and everything that you're seeing, all the carbon dioxide that all those beautiful trees are grabbing out of the air. It's a good deal, but boy, I like seeing color too. So anyway, yeah, we're flying back towards where we were. This time we're going to go to the right a little bit, I think, instead of to the left. We're going to veer to the right here. Coming back. Don't have the wind with us. I like flying against the wind and coming back with the wind, but wasn't able to do it this time. But maybe the next trip out. We're drifting a little bit to the right there. Not too bad. Okay, there's a beautiful little lake down there. Looks a little triangular lake. I want to throw a line in there. Who owns that lake, and why aren't you letting me fish in it? Oh, okay, I know where I'm at. Yeah, some high dollar, high money there. Way beyond my means. This looks a pretty nice area up here. You guys own a little private area with a lot of land there. I like that. So we're following the little blue up here, and here's a little right-of-way that comes down to it, a highline right-of-way that crosses that little blue again. Up there to the top left, at the top of that highline, there's a little power substation right there. But we're going to go over this way a little bit and see what's cooking over this direction. Not a whole lot. Oh, okay. Now I know exactly where I'm at. That's an old abandoned Sutherland store up there on the left. And it looks like some apartment complexes, which I didn't know were back there. Huh. Learn something new every day. It's real pretty though. Coming here, right in front of me is a smokestack restaurant. The best barbecue in this city, that's for sure. Especially their beans. They got the best beans. Oh, Lord. Okay, got to get my mind off that. Turn around here and look around in a big circle. Whoa, I'm getting dizzy. Back where I was. Okay, there's the old Sutherland. That used to be a paintball field right there. Used to have all kinds of stuff in there. You went out and rented paintball guns and shot everybody up with them. But that's been tore out of there now and leveled, and I think they're going to put some kind of housing, condominiums, apartments, something in there. So we're flying back over the little blue here. A motorcycle shop there to the right. And there's that little power substation I told you about. There's a walking trail that goes right down to it. But we are going to take the shortcut back. I'm going to spin around here again because I want to see how dizzy I can get. Isn't this fun? Am I done spinning? No, not yet. Let's go one more time. I wanted to go back over that barbecue. That's what I'm smelling. I'm smelling that Jack Stack's barbecue. I better get my nose back into the wind here. If that didn't get you a little dizzy, nothing will. Anyway, we got our bearings again, and we're going to head out this way, and then we're going to veer to the left up here, and I'll see where I'm standing, and we'll bring her back home here. I wanted to glance out here to the right. There's a ball diamond right there. Never played on that one. There's some fields that are usually planted in soybeans up there to the right, and a little apartment complex down here on the just on the back side of the Little Blue River there. So we're going to go to the left here. We're going to go over this pond by the substation, this power substation, and we'll follow the edge of this road back up. There she is. There's a nice walking trail going through there.
Kelly?
And the walking trail is cutting right through where I usually walk at. So there's the power substation right there. I don't know if you heard that or not. That was my wife asking me if I wanted to eat. Okay, that's pretty good. Was thinking of me. I'll leave that in the video. So we'll follow the road back up around here. Just beautiful out. Now we've got our nose into the wind. There we go. I see a bird underneath me there. Ooh, that looks like a nice hawk right there. He's just floating around down there. It's either a hawk or a turkey vulture. I can't tell. Past to the left. That pond looks kind of weird looking. Like he's put something in that to maybe kill the algae or something. Well, there I am up there. I see myself now. So we'll head back this way, due east. Ooh, we are at a little tilt on the horizon now. Not too bad, but just a little bit. You can always count on DJI to get a little bit of horizon tilt in there. So we're beating a hot beeline back to the landing site. The wind is picking up. It's good 15 miles an hour now. And the problem with today's flight, the wind was on and off and on and off. Really funny how these winds around here can pick up, be blowing 15, 20 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden they drop down to nothing. Then they're back up again as, pressure gradients transverse the area. So here we are now. We're back where I'm standing, sitting, whatever that guy's doing. We'll bring her back home here. There he is. He's hiding behind that tree right there. And we'll take a left here. Point her due north. Get our bearings, and these are all walking trails in there in the park, and we want to make sure that there's nobody on there, so I usually look around quite a bit, make sure I'm not interfering with anybody, or they're not interfering with me, and we'll start losing some altitude here. And I'm trying to listen. There's people that are parked not too far from me, and I'm trying to listen and make sure they're not going to get out and get on the walking trail. And there's a road behind me, and there's two big trees behind me too, so I'm trying to navigate all this. I'm going to look around again. There's those people sitting in the cars right there. There's the road behind me. Let's look down. The walking trail looks pretty clear to me. Let's lose some altitude here. Try to get her centered here. The wind keeps wanting to blow me a little bit to the right, so we'll take care of that. Drop down. I see a guy just opened his car door there, so I want to make sure that he's not getting any ideas to walk out. I have a lot of people, when I fly and they see me flying, they just, if they're parked in the lot or something like that or close to me, they'll get out and just walk over and start yapping at me, which is very distracting. I don't particularly like that. I don't want to be rude or anything, but I've got safety concerns, and I want to make sure that I am not putting anybody, including myself, in harm's way. So I'm going to back out a little bit. I see his door's open, but he's not getting out of his vehicle, so we'll get squared away here. Do a little pivot. this trail that you see going through there, I thought somebody was coming up, but they're not. So we'll lose some altitude to make sure, and we're far enough to the left of that trail where even if somebody was walking up it, there would be no problem. So it takes me longer to land because, you know, you always have people, it seems like you always have people around. Usually I can get off and get up in the air and not have anybody around, and I'm out of the area very quickly. But whenever you're bringing her in for landing and you got people around, you just got to be double, triple sure that everything is okay. I'll do some more altitude here. I don't see anybody. So, there's a car. Okay, we're going to turn around, check the trail one more time, drift a little bit to the left. I feel like I'm Neil Armstrong landing on the moon surface. 15 down, 3 to the left. Drifting a little bit to the right now. 4 down, picking up a little dust. If any of you are old enough to remember watching that, and you're pretty old. You're not as old as me, but I remember watching it. I was off work. In fact, it was in the evening where I live at. And just amazed the country. Had us all mesmerized. That's for sure. Those were good times back then, although that was a tumultuous year. A lot of things going on that really caused some heartaches in the country. Let's see. Okay, now the car is by us. Everything looks good. We're going to turn around here and say, let's just bring her in for a landing here. Okay, square away. Nobody's on the trail. Back her up here and let's get her parked. Put her in park here pretty quick. Now I'm going to see how look. I hear those people in the car talking. I got to make sure they're not going to get out, come anywhere near me. Okay, I can make way for a landing right now. Bring it on in. Just miss that rooftop, of course. Hard to do when you have obstacle avoidance on. It's wanting to sound off at me at every little tree limb and everything else. So got to get to the side of it. Bringing her down. Everybody stay safe out there. Follow the golden rule if you can. Treat each other like you want to be treated, and it works out pretty good that way. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully have some more content for you. Thanks for watching. Take care. Be safe.